My name is Adam, and I get the privilege of helping to lead Soma Tacoma Kids Ministry. And we call it Soma Kids. We get together every Sunday, and our time on Sunday morning is really geared towards connecting kids with the gospel. And so we want them to know and to experience God's love. We want them to be formed in their identity. So we tell them that they're part of God's family because the Father loves them, and that they belong to Jesus, who served them with his whole life, and now they're sent by the Holy Spirit as missionaries. And so in our mission statement as Soma Church, we say that we want every man, woman, and child to have a daily encounter with the gospel. And so in our mission statement, we talk about kids, and we think that's an important part of our church, and of course, building God's kingdom. So our vision for Soma Kids is just the same as it is for the adults, that they would have a time every week where they would hear the gospel presented clearly in a way that makes sense to them, and that we would really root them and establish them in God's love. So every Sunday morning we get together as the adults are in the main auditorium. We break up into classrooms based on age, and we spend some time playing with the kids, getting to know them, and getting down on their level to enjoy the things that they enjoy. So we play games, we eat snacks, but the most important piece is the teaching. So every classroom has teaching materials that's selected and ready for the teacher to walk in and be able to manage the classroom well. And the teaching that we pick out is very important. So we take time to think through how it's going to help establish our kids in the gospel and to teach them their identity. So we want them to know that they're deeply loved by the Father, and now they belong to his family, and that Jesus was sent to serve them with his life, giving himself as a sacrifice, and that now, because of the Holy Spirit in them, that they're sent as God's missionaries. And so we pick curriculum that helps them understand their identities and the gospel, and it's, we feel, the most important piece of what happens on a Sunday morning. And of course, we think that parents are the primary disciple makers of their kids, but what we're doing on a Sunday is designed to supplement that and to give it a little bit of a shot in the arm. So whenever the kids are coming to get picked up by the parents, we try to take a moment to make a connection and talk about something, whether it's an issue with discipline that we work through on that Sunday morning, or if it was an insightful answer that they gave to a question that a teacher had asked, or if it's just talking about a memory verse that they can work on over the week. We try to make some point of connection so that we're helping the parents be better disciple makers of their kids. And even if it's just a short conversation on the car ride home, I feel like that's something and that's important as parents learn to be great disciple makers of their kids. So leading a kids ministry is not without its challenges. I'm a volunteer. I don't get paid to do this, and none of the people that serve with me do. So it can be challenging to get the help in the right places where you need it every week. And it seems like there's always some kind of fire that you're putting out. So it could be a problem with the check-in station, and parents are waiting there trying to get their kids checked in, and they can't because your computers are not cooperating. Or maybe it's forgetting to bring the snacks, or oftentimes I feel like it's me forgetting to print out the curriculum. So the teachers are coming to me asking, is there a lesson on this Sunday? So those kind of things are going to happen, and we're learning to not let those little things, or maybe big things, derail us from the mission of loving on these kids and making sure that they're hearing the gospel. So I'm also learning that I really need the Spirit's help to be empowered to do his ministry. So I find that a lot of the focus that I do is on kind of the minutia, like making sure that there are labels and the internet's working, and that all the teachers are where they should be and the kids are too. But sometimes it's easy to get lost in those details, and it even feel like what you're doing is insignificant. But it's not if you have the love of the Father. And if you have the Spirit working in you, you can rely on Him moment to moment to give you joy as you're serving, and to give you compassion for a kid that's having a meltdown, or just strength to make it through the time and the energy that it takes to serve kids well. One thing that I'd just like to say, if you're involved in kids ministry, then what you do really does matter. It matters a lot. And so if you're just, if it's just something simple like setting up the snacks, or if you're down on the floor playing with a toddler, then that matters. It's seen by God, and you're serving Him. And Jesus, of course, is passionate about kids. He has a lot to say on the topic. So if you're serving kids, keep doing it, and do it in the Holy Spirit's power.